Trouble is brewing in the mountains of Salt Lake City, and this time, the drama isn't staying on the screen. For years, Angie Katsanevas and her husband, Shawn Trujillo, have presented a united front, navigating the treacherous waters of reality TV fame. But lately, the silence between them has become deafening, and fans think they've found the smoking gun right on Shawn's Instagram following list. Is the Greek goddess of RHOSLC about to become a single woman? Or is there a darker narrative being written behind the scenes? The rumors ignited like wildfire on December 26th when a sharp-eyed Reddit user posed the question everyone was thinking. Is Angie getting divorced? The evidence presented wasn't a leaked court filing or a public statement, but something far more personal in the digital age. A series of screenshots confirm that Shawn Trujillo has been spending his time following some very specific, very pointed accounts. These aren't just lifestyle influencers. They are accounts dedicated to surviving narcissistic abuse and navigating the brutal world of family court. Among the list of Shawn's new follows is NarcCon, a page run by a narcissist abuse coach, and another specializing specifically in female narcissist recovery. The implications are staggering. By following these accounts, Shawn isn't just hinting at a breakup. He's potentially labeling his wife of many years with one of the most loaded terms in modern psychology. He was also seen engaging with the Exposing the Mask account, which focuses on healing from abuse through divorce justice and spiritual truths. This isn't just a man looking for a way out. This is a man who seems to be preparing for a war, but it doesn't stop at psychological recovery. Shawn's digital trail leads directly to the doorstep of professional divorce strategists. He's currently following David Mack, a self-described divorce coach for men. Mack's bio is particularly aggressive, calling himself a wingman for fathers, and promising to armor them with powerful strategies to defeat the narcissist in family court. When a husband starts looking for armor, the marriage is usually already on the battlefield. He also added Nawal Houghton to his list, another divorce coach whose primary focus is divorcing a narcissist and co-parenting. If you're as shocked by these digital breadcrumbs as the rest of the Bravo world, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to this channel right now. We are deep diving into every twist and turn of this Salt Lake City saga, and you won't want to miss what comes next as we peel back the layers of this high-stakes marriage. The reaction from the fan base has been swift and unforgiving. While some viewers have spent seasons questioning Shawn's motives, these recent actions have shifted the perspective. On social media, fans are pointing out that if the couple wasn't actually heading for divorce before these screenshots went viral, they certainly will be now. One commenter noted that they would probably get a divorce immediately if they found their husband following an account called Divorce Warrior Dad. The public nature of these follows feels less like a mistake and more like a calculated move to control the narrative before the news officially breaks. However, not everyone is convinced that this is the end. A small segment of the audience suggests that Shawn might simply be supporting his friends' businesses. They love throwing around the latest buzzwords, one skeptic wrote, suggesting that the narcissist label is just part of a trendy vocabulary within their social circle. But in the world of the Real Housewives, nothing is ever that simple. Usually, when there's smoke on social media, there's a 5-alarm fire in the living room. This isn't the first time Shawn has had to defend his Instagram activity. Just last week, he was under fire for following several controversial right-wing figures, including Joe Rogan, Lara Trump, and the late Charlie Kirk. Fans accused him of being far-right, a label he vehemently denied. Shawn insisted to Reality Shrine that he simply gathers information from both sides of the aisle. He pointed out that while critics focus on his right-leaning follows, they ignore the fact that he also follows CNN, Anderson Cooper, Van Jones, and Bill Maher. He called the assumptions nonsense, claiming he likes to be well-informed rather than partisan. But comparing political research to divorce coaching is a bit of a stretch. While following a news anchor can be chalked up to curiosity, following a narcissistic abuse recovery coach while married to a high-profile reality star feels like a deliberate message. If Shawn is indeed gathering info on how to defeat a narcissist in family court, it suggests a level of premeditation that goes far beyond a simple political disagreement. It suggests that the perfect marriage we've seen on TV might have been a mask for a much more volatile reality. Angie Katsanevas joined the cast of RHOSLC and quickly became known for her opulence, her loyalty, and her seemingly rock-solid family life. But the show has a history of the housewife curse, where marriages that appear the strongest often crumble under the pressure of the cameras. We've seen it with countless stars before her. Could Angie be the next to join the ranks of the Divorced and Thriving Club, or is she currently blindsided by her husband's digital breadcrumbs? At the time, Angie stood by him, fiercely defending their bond and dismissing the gossip as nothing more than malicious lies meant to tear them down. They seemed unbreakable. But could those old rumors have been the first cracks in the foundation? If Shawn is now looking for divine justice and healing, it raises the question, what has he been through that the cameras didn't catch? The Exposing the Mask account that Shawn follows is particularly telling. The page focuses on the idea that someone in the relationship is hiding their true identity, wearing a mask of perfection to hide a manipulative interior. If Shawn feels he is the victim of such a dynamic, his perspective on their entire marriage may have shifted. For a woman like Angie, who prides herself on her image and her standing in the Salt Lake City community, these allegations, even if only implied through Instagram follows, are devastating. The timing of this digital fallout is also curious. December is often a time of reflection, but for many couples on the brink, it's the breaking point. The stress of the holidays combined with the looming start of a new year often pushes people to make life-altering decisions. By following these accounts on December 26th, Shawn may have been signaling his New Year's resolution, a life without Angie. What's even more intriguing is the specific focus on family court mentioned in the bio of David Mack. This implies that if a split is happening, it isn't going to be an amicable, conscious uncoupling. Shawn appears to be looking for a wingman to help him defeat his opponent. In the world of high net worth divorces, especially those involving children and public reputations, things can get ugly fast. If Shawn is indeed armoring himself, he's expecting a fight. As of now, Angie has remained relatively quiet on the matter, but the Bravo world knows that silence rarely lasts. On RHOSLC, every social media post is scrutinized, and every follow is a potential plot point for the next season. If the producers get wind of this, which they certainly have, the next season could center entirely on the dissolution of the Trujillo marriage. We've seen how Angie handles conflict with her co-stars. She's sharp, articulate, and doesn't back down. If she finds herself in a legal battle with Shawn, it will likely be one of the most intense showdowns in the franchise's history. The narcissist label is a heavy one to carry. In recent years, it has become the go-to insult in messy breakups, but when it's paired with recovery coaches and divorce warriors, it takes on a legal and psychological weight. Is Shawn truly a victim seeking help, or is he using these accounts to build a case against Angie in the court of public opinion? By following these pages publicly, he has already planted the seed in the minds of fans that Angie might not be the person she portrays on television. It's also worth considering the impact on their business and social standing. Angie and Shawn aren't just a couple. They are a brand. They represent a certain level of success and glamour in Utah. A messy divorce involving allegations of narcissistic abuse would shatter that image. This might be why Shawn is seeking spiritual truths and divine justice. He may feel that the only way to move forward is to expose a reality that has been hidden behind the glitz and glamour of the Real Housewives lifestyle. As the news continues to break, more fans are digging into Shawn's following list to see if any other clues emerge. Every new account he interacts with is being analyzed for hidden meaning. Some have pointed out that he still follows Angie, which could mean they are still trying to work things out, or perhaps he's keeping his friends close and his enemies closer. In a world where unfollow is a declaration of war, staying followed can be a tactical move to keep tabs on the other person's moves. If this is indeed the end for Angie and Shawn, it marks the end of an era for RSLC. They were one of the few couples that seemed to have it all figured out. But as the saying goes, all that glitters isn't gold, and in Salt Lake City, the snow often hides a lot of dirt. Whether Shawn is preparing for a legal battle or just looking for personal growth, The optics are undeniable. The Trujillo marriage is in crisis. Stay tuned as we continue to monitor this developing story. Will Angie address the rumors? Will Shawn's information gathering lead to a formal filing? The world of the Real Housewives is never predictable, and this latest twist proves that the real drama happens when the cameras stop rolling. We are just scratching the surface of what might be the most shocking divorce in Salt Lake City history. The question remains, who is really wearing the mask, and what happens when it finally falls off? The community on Reddit remains divided, with some users calling Shawn unhinged for his public display of dissatisfaction. They argue that if he wanted to seek help, he could have done so privately without alerting the world to his marital struggles. Others, however, sympathize with him, suggesting that if he truly feels he is in an abusive situation, he should be allowed to seek resources wherever he finds them. The debate highlights the complex intersection of private pain and public fame. In the coming weeks, we can expect the gossip mills to churn even faster. Usually after a social media soft launch of a breakup like this, a formal statement or a source close to the couple will provide more details to the press. Until then, we are left to piece together the puzzle through Shawn's digital footprint. Every like, every follow, and every comment is a chapter in the story of a marriage that might be reaching its final page. As we look deeper into the accounts Shawn has chosen to follow, a pattern emerges. These aren't just generic self-help pages. They are highly specialized. NarcCon focuses on the tactical side of dealing with high-conflict personalities. This isn't about finding yourself. It's about surviving someone else. If Shawn feels he needs a wingman for family court, it suggests that the battle for assets, or perhaps more importantly, the narrative of their life together, is about to become very public and very messy. Angie's fans are already rallying around her, pointing out her strength and her dedication to her family. They see Shawn's actions as a betrayal of their privacy. But in the landscape of reality TV, privacy is a luxury few can afford. When you sign up for a show like RHOSLC, your life becomes public property, and that includes the breakdown of your most intimate relationships. Shawn's choice to use Instagram as his platform for silent protest is a modern-day cry for help, or a calculated opening move in a high-stakes game. We have to ask, what does this mean for Angie's future on the show? Housewives who go through divorces often find a new lease on life, evolving from a wife of to a powerhouse in their own right. If Angie is indeed heading for singlehood, we might see a whole new side of her, one that isn't defined by her marriage or the rumors surrounding her husband. This could be the beginning of her most compelling season yet, as she navigates the fallout of Shawn's digital revelations and rebuilds her life from the ground up. As we continue this deep dive, the character of Shawn Trujillo comes into sharper focus. He is a man who insists he is not far right, but gathers info. He is a man who follows CNN, but also divorce warriors. He is a man of contradictions, and perhaps those contradictions have finally come to a head within his marriage. The pressure of maintaining a certain image while feeling a completely different reality behind closed doors is a recipe for a public explosion. Is Angie Katsanevas getting a divorce? The signs point to a resounding yes, or at the very least, a marriage in a state of severe emergency. When a spouse starts armoring themselves for court and seeking recovery from narcissistic abuse, the road back to happily ever after is usually blocked. The fans are watching, the screenshots are saved, and the drama is only just beginning. Salt Lake City is about to get a lot colder for Angie and Shawn.